It's 1965, a time of political and cultural unrest. Americans are in the streets protesting the Vietnam War. In Des Moines, Iowa, high school sophomore Christopher Eckert and 8th grader Mary Beth Tinker go to their public school wearing black armbands in peaceful protest against the war and to mourn the dead in Vietnam. The following day, Mary Beth's older brother John Tinker does the same. These young students had no idea their simple act of protest would have national implications, ending in a case to be argued in the United States Supreme Court.
Hi, I'm Doug Ginsburg, and I'm a federal judge. Let's dig into this case, Tinker versus Des Moines Independent Community School District in 1965, a case that affects the rights of every student in public schools throughout the country. The First Amendment to the Constitution says that Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of speech. The Supreme Court had earlier held the protection of the First Amendment also limited what the states could do. The three students in Des Moines thought they had the right to express their political views in their public school through their silent, non-disruptive protest. The school administrators disagreed, saying that maintaining order in school was more important. The principal warned that if they wore the armbands, they would be suspended. They did, and they were. The parents sued the school district for violating their children's right to free speech, and the case ended up in the United States Supreme Court. The legal issue was this: does the freedom of speech guaranteed by the First Amendment protect from discipline a student in a public school who engages in a non-disruptive protest? The court reasoned that to suppress speech, school officials must be able to show that the student's conduct would materially and substantially interfere with the educational process. Wearing armbands was seen as a form of symbolic speech that, in the opinion of the court, did not cause such interference. After oral arguments and deliberations, the justices voted 7-2 in favor of Tinker. Justice Abe Fortas wrote the opinion. 4 other justices joined that opinion, 2 concurred in the result, but with different reasoning, and 2 dissented. Deciding in favor of the students, the court said that neither students nor teachers shed their constitutional rights to freedom of speech or expression at the schoolhouse gate. Some speech can be punished, of course, such as defamation, or speech that would provoke imminent lawlessness, and even free speech in school is not absolute. In later cases, the Supreme Court would go on to hold that some speech that is protected elsewhere is not protected in public schools. For example, obscenity or speech promoting drug use. But Tinker is the pivotal case that secures a place in the political discourse of the nation for students to be heard.
Tinker versus Des Moines Independent Community School District was decided in favor of Tinker by a 7-2 majority vote in 1967. The key principle was the First Amendment, freedom of speech. The court held that a prohibition against public school students wearing black armbands in school to protest the Vietnam War violated the students' freedom of speech protections in the First Amendment.